This is the story of a 15 years old boy, a schoolboy who has common dreams and aspirations of the new generation. He likes to wear good clothes, he likes to make friends, he likes to go out and make fun. This boy has a particular interest in action movies, specifically the Japanese martial art movies. And that enthusiasm towards martial art led him to take admission in a judo class under a Japanese master. Now, it has not been long since that boy had taken admission in the judo class when one day he was walking on the road and saw a street dog in trouble. He ran towards him. That's when a car dashed him from behind. He fell on the ground and lost his consciousness. The crowd surrounded him and then they took him to the hospital. When his parents knew about his accident, they just ran towards the hospital, and when they reached to the hospital, him the doctor called them in his cabin. The doctor was looking from mother to father and father to mother when finally his father asked, "Doctor, what's the matter?" And the doctor replied, "We know it is a tough decision for you, but the boy's right arm has severely been injured. His bone is totally crushed and a lot of blood has splattered. If we don't cut his right arm, his life might be in danger. So now you have to take the decision." When his mother heard those words, she started crying. His father's eye filled with tears, but he stopped himself because he knew if he shows his weakness at this time, the problem may become worsen. With a heavy heart and a low voice, the father responded, "Doctor, whatever it takes to save my boy's life, you do, but please save him." Then the doctor looked towards his mother, and with those crying eyes, she was pleading to save her son. But at the same time, she was also pleading not to cut his arm. The doctor moved towards the operation theater. It's been 3 days since the boy had been admitted into the hospital, but he has not opened his eyes. He has not regained his consciousness. And for those same past 3 days, his mother was crying day and night. She would sit beside his hospital bed and keep on crying. The morning of the fourth day, when the mother woke up, she looked at his son's face. The same face that has no expression, the face that she had seen laughing, smiling, crying, fighting with her. But there he was, lying without saying a single word. But then she noticed a crease on his forehead. The boy was blinking his eyes and slowly he opened them up. That brought a smile on his mother's face. The boy was trying to sit on the bed and his mother helped him. He looked around and questioned, "Mom, what we are doing here?" And his mom told, "That boy, you met an accident and that's why we have to hospitalize you." The boy recollected that yes, he was running towards a street dog when something hit him and he just fell on the ground and then he doesn't remember anything. Since the boy has not eaten anything for the past 3 days, he was feeling hunger and she asked his mom again, "Mom, do you have something to eat? I'm really hungry." And luckily, the mother had a packet of biscuit in her purse. She took out the packet, and when she was trying to take a biscuit and moving towards his mouth, she noticed the change expression on his face. The boy asked, "Mom, what happened? Why I'm not able to move my hand and grab the biscuit myself?" And then the mother started crying. She couldn't understand what to tell him. And the boy was confused. Why is she crying? And then the boy touched his right hand from his left hand, like this, and realized that he doesn't have his right hand anymore. This sudden realization brought tears in the child's eyes also, and both of them cried for long. Now, this incident has happened almost 3 to 4 months before, but it has shattered all the dreams and aspirations of that young boy. The boy had totally lost his interest in life. He had stopped going to school, he had stopped his judo classes, he had stopped meeting his friends. And if somebody by chance comes at home, he doesn't meet them. He would just spend all his time in his room, often questioning himself, why did it happen to me? I didn't do anything wrong to anyone, then why do I have to suffer? And the boy couldn't find any answer. One day, he was watching an action movie on television, and that action movie happened to be a Japanese martial art movie. And he remembered his passion for these judo classes and his passion for this martial art. He ran towards his mother and told her, Mom, I want to restart my judo classes. The mom got pretty happy. It's been 4 months since his son has asked her anything. The next morning, she took him to the master. While she had already phoned the master and told her about his situation, when they reached to the master asked the mother to let them speak in silence. The master asked, Why do you still want to learn judo, boy? And the boy said, Master, this is the only thing that I got excited about in the past 4 months after my accident. The master looked towards him and asked again, But you know that you have lost one of your arm. What would you do in the judo world? And the boy said, Master, I believe you would find something for me that suits me. The master smiled and he began his disciples' training. The next morning, when the boy arrived, the master taught him 2 defense moves and 1 attack move and asked him to practice it daily. So every day, the boy would come at 7 o'clock and stays till 10 o'clock, practicing of just these 3 moves. But slowly, the boy started doubting himself that why the master has just taught him these 3 moves. He started thinking that probably he's not good enough for the judo classes. That's why the master just taught him these 3 moves. He thought about the same thing for some days and then finally approached the master. When he approached the master understood what he wants to ask. So the master told him, I know what you want to ask. You want to know why I have just taught you 3 moves, nothing else, and you come here daily for practice. Now I want to ask you whether you just want to learn the judo or win the judo tournament. And the boy said, I want to win the judo tournament. And the master told him, as happens in life and in judo, you don't require to master a lot of moves. And I have taught you the 3 moves that you require to win the tournament. Just keep on practicing. The tournament is going to take place in the next 3 months, and I want to see you as the winner. Now, the boy removed all the doubts from his mind and kept on practicing all these 3 moves continuously. Every day he would come and he would practice these 3 moves, and it continued like that. Finally, the day arrived when the master took the boy in the tournament. It is a knockout tournament where more than 100 participants from different parts of the country have come. And because it was a knockout tournament, after each fight, some players had to go home. And all those who won would fight again until they find one winner. The initial 2 competitions, the initial 2 fights were easy for the boy. But it is the third fight where the competition was tough. The opponent was as good as the boy himself. And after a fierce fight, finally, in the last round, the boy won the match with his expert attack move. And the playground filled with enthusiasm. Everyone was applauding for him. His parents have also come to encourage him. And there was a smile on their face. Finally, the boy made it to the finals. Nobody had expected from the boy to reach till this point, to get into the competition's final. But there he was, sitting in front of a powerful opponent. His opponent was a mammoth, heavy, tall boy who had been winning this competition since last 5 years. And everyone expected him to win this time also. Neither his parents nor the boy himself believed that he could win against such a powerful opponent. And as it happens to be, the opponent was really dominant over that boy. It was becoming difficult for the boy to defend against such a powerful opponent in the final match. One after another, the opponent was attacking on that boy with fierce attacking moves. And somehow the boy was defending against those powerful moves. But then at last, the boy won the match with his attack, his expert attack move, and led everyone to surprise. The stadium filled with applause and claps because nobody had expected to win that boy the tournament. But he had done that magic. Although he had won the tournament, but his mind was filled with questions. And when he was coming back with his master, the master noticed those same questions on his face. He asked the disciple, "Boy, it looks like you have some questions in your mind." The boy responded, "Master, I just know these 3 moves. Then how did I win this competition? My opponents were more powerful than me. The final match was pretty tough. Then how did I win this competition?" And his master replied, "Boy, I had taught you 2 defense moves. And these defense moves helps you defend against all other attack moves. With practice, you have become an expert in them. And that's why you could defend against all the opponent's attack. And the third attack move that you have learned is the most difficult attack move in the book of judo. Only a few people around the world can perform it, and you have mastered it with your practice. Now, your opponent has just one way to defend against this move, and that is to grab your right hand. With those words, the boy could see tears in his master's eyes. And he could tell that these were the tears not of sorrow, but of happiness. Now, there are three things that I learned from this story. Number one, no matter what happens in your life, no matter how difficult situation you are in, but not all doors of life are closed. Listen to your heart, and it will tell you the open doors that you can still pursue. Number second, if you are in the hands of a right master, he can get you the best out of you by training you what is your strength, ignoring your weaknesses. And number third, and the most important learning I got from this lesson is that it really doesn't matter how many moves or how many skills you have in your life. The only thing that matters is that whether you have mastered that one skill that you have. If you only have that one skill and you become the master at it, nobody can stop you from getting the success. If you like this story, do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such stories.